Namaste children, welcome back in our social sciences online classes. Children, I hope you spend your holidays very well and all of you are well and fine. So today we are going to start the third chapter of geography named The Surface and the Interior of Earth. Children, this is a very new chapter for us, and in this chapter various new things are given to learn. As the title, we will learn the surface and the interior of the earth. So, not only the surface and the interior of earth, but also the structure of earth and the treasure of rocks material which are found inside the earth. So, children, let's start. First of all, let's have a look on the given picture, in which the planet Earth appears to be a large round ball that shines bright and blue. In previous classes, we have already learned about different planets. Those were Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. So, the third planet is our Earth planet. And the speciality of Earth is it is the only planet where life exists. Now, let's know about the structure of Earth. First of all, this is very essential to know that the earth was formed about 4.6 billion years ago. And all the planets used to revolve around the sun. As we know, the earth is the only planet where conditions are favorable for sustenance of life, because the lithosphere, the hydrosphere, the atmosphere that creates the biosphere, as we learned in our previous chapters also. Since its birth, the earth as well as other planets are undergoing changes. Means many changes occurred on these planets which can be seen or which can be found. So we have to learn about the earth and its surface as well as its interior. Let's recapitulate some more things that we learned in our previous chapters. So here some pictures are drawn in which the mountains, the plateau and the plains is explained. So as you remember that a mountain or hill is an uplifted portion of a land surface, and the most upper part or portion of a mountain forms a peak. So this is the speciality of a mountain, that it has a peak on the top. For example, Himalayas. Then comes the plateau. Plateau means a table-like structure. It doesn't have any peak. So a plateau is an upland with rugged surface. It is like a tableland uplifted from its surroundings. For example, Deccan Plateau. So children, in class 6 we have already learned about different kind of landforms, in which we have already learned about the plains, plateaus, mountains, etc. Now let's recall the plains. So a plain is a relatively low-lying flat land. So most of the population wants to live on plains. Most of the plains in the world have been formed by rivers. For example, the northern plains. Now let's go back to the chapter. The earth's surface. Let's know first about the earth's surface. The surface of the earth constitutes a great assemblage of physical features. That's why children, I had just make you recall about those mountains, those plateaus, plains, etc. because those were in the categories of the physical features. So here The surface of earth constitute a great assemblage of physical features. Means on the earth different kind of physical features are found. These are huge mountains, deep valleys, vast stretches of plains and tablelands or plateaus. This variation means this differentiation in terms of height and depth differs from high mountains to low lands, and it is measured from a baseline, and this baseline is called the mean sea level. Now let's know what mean sea level is. It is the level of the ocean surface between the level of mean high tide and low tide. Do you know, children, the highest point of the earth's surface is Mount Everest, and the height is 8,850 meters above the mean sea level in the Himalayas. The second fact is about the lowest point. So the lowest point is the bottom of Mariana Trench, 11,034 meters below the mean sea level, and this Mariana Trench is in Pacific Ocean. Let's know about the interior of the earth. So the earth interior is remained as a mystery for years. We know a very little about it because deep down the earth the temperature is very high. So children, it is easy to visualize what is there on the earth's surface. But here we are learning about the interior of earth, and it is very difficult for us because the intensive heat not allows us to dig deep more than 3 to 8 not more than 3 to 8 kilometer. However, for extracting gold from mines, we have been able to dig as deep as 3.5 kilometer below the earth's surface. So our knowledge of earth's interior is therefore based on indirect observations, like the behavior of seismic waves or earthquakes or the occurrence of volcanoes. So children, this is the difficulties why we are unable to know more about the interior of earth. Let me repeat one more time. The intensive heat not allows us to dig deep more than 3 to 8 kilometer. And however, for extracting gold from the mines, we have been able to dig only as deep as 3.5 kilometer below the earth's surface. Then the questions comes कि how we know about the earth's interior. So the knowledge of earth's interior is therefore based on indirect observations, and those indirect observations are the behavior of seismic waves or earthquakes or the occurrence of volcanoes. Do you know, children, seismology is the science of the study of earthquakes. Now let's know about the earthquake. The earthquake is the shaking and trembling of earth's surface caused by internal movements. The shock waves generated by an earthquake have their origin at a focus inside the earth. These waves then travel towards the earth's surface in different directions with different speed. The speed of these waves depends upon the nature of material they pass through. There are two main types of seismic waves: the P waves or the primary waves and the S waves or the secondary waves. The P waves or primary wave. The P wave or the primary wave are the waves which can travel through both solid and liquid mediums and is faster in speed. Now comes the S wave or the secondary wave. The S wave or the secondary wave can pass through only a solid medium, and that too at a slower speed. The study of the behavior of these waves tells us about the Earth's interior. Do you know a devastating earthquake in Bhuj area of Gujarat on 26 January 2001 that killed thousands of people and caused extensive damage to property? Now, Barren Island is an active volcano located in Andaman and Nicobar Island of India. So, this is the knowledge given about the earthquake. One more example I am having. A very high magnitude earthquake that struck central Nepal killed over 8,700 people and destroyed thousands of houses. Most of the people got trapped inside the building. Narrow lanes, high-rise buildings, improper construction material, and technically weak structures took the maximum toll. In spite of all odds, everybody, by the neighbors, local government, or international organization, lend the helping hand to the needy people. And it has been proved by the people that humanity excels in the situation. So this very dangerous earthquake caused in Nepal. Children, let's know about the structure of Earth. Please look at the picture. In this picture, the interior of Earth has been seen. The Earth's interior is made up of 3 layers: the crust, the mantle, and the core. The first one is the crust. You can see the crust here. The thin solid layer covering the outside of the Earth is called the crust. Means it is a thin layer and it covers the outside of the Earth. The thickness of the crust differs from place to place. Means it is not even all over the Earth, but it differs from place to place. It is thicker under the continents than on the ocean floor. The average thickness of the crust is 60 to 100 kilometer. Beneath the sedimentary rocks of the solid Earth, the Earth is rich in sial. SiAl means silica and aluminium. This sial is made up of lighter rock material. So this is the explanation about the crust, which is the upper part of the Earth. Now the second one is the mantle. Beneath the crust is a very thick layer of rocks called the mantle. Look here, children. The upper mantle and the mantle in 2 different places. So beneath the crust, it is a very thick layer of rocks, and these rocks are called the mantle. The mantle extends up to 2,900 km in depth. The entire mantle is not homogeneous. The mantle is subdivided into two parts. Those were the upper mantle and the lower mantle. The upper mantle is up to 100 kilometers in depth. Beyond this lies the lower mantle, and it is made up of silica and magnesium, means Sima, S-I-M-A. Beyond this layer, the lower mantle, this is made up of silica and magnesium, means Sima. Do you know, children, the zone that separates the crust and the mantle is called an asthenosphere. So this is the second layer, the mantle. Now comes the core. Look at the picture first. This is some different picture. The crust, the upper mantle, the lower mantle, and now we are going to learn about the core, the outer core and the inner core. The core. It is the innermost part of the earth, and that is known as core. The core has the thickness of 3470 kilometers. The core is divided into two parts, the inner core and the outer core. The core of earth is rich in iron and nickel, and in short it is called NiFe. So first of all, we have learned about crust, that is rich in silica and aluminium, SiAl. Then we learned about the mantle, that was made up of silica and magnesium, means Sima. And now we are learning about the core, which is the innermost part of the earth, and the thickness of core is 3470 kilometers. And the core is still divided into two parts, the inner core and the outer core, as you see in the picture. The inner core means the inner part, and the outer core comes after the inner core. The core of earth is rich in iron and nickel, and in short we can say it NiFe. Children, now let's know about the lava. The temperature inside the earth converts the solid rock into molten state. Sometimes the hot material called the lava comes out through cracks or joints. When the molten material comes out from beneath a sea floor, it creates a new sea floor. On the other hand, the lava deposited on the land surface makes mountains and plateaus. So this is the things about lava, and the lava that comes out from the inside of the earth due to the high temperature when the solid rocks converts into molten states. And this material is called lava, and it comes out through cracks or joints. When the molten materials come out from the beneath a sea floor, means it also used to come out from beneath a sea floor, and that time it creates a new sea floor. But on the other hand, when the lava deposited on the land surface, it makes mountains and plateaus. Now keywords to learn in this chapter. First word is geologist. Geologist means a scientist who studies geology, means study of earth. Mean sea level. It is a level of the ocean surface between the level of mean high tide and the low tide. Now the third word is mineral. A solid inorganic substance of natural occurrence. The fourth one is seismic waves. Seismic waves means a wave of energy generated by an earthquake or other earth vibrations that travel within the earth or along its surface. In this chapter, we have learned about the earth's surface, then we learned about the interior of earth, and we also learned about the behavior of seismic waves or earthquakes. Then we learned about the earthquake and the two main type of seismic waves also. Those were the P waves and the S waves, means the primary waves and the secondary waves. Then we learn about the structure of the earth, and the structure of earth is divided into three parts, three layers of the earth's interior, and those layers were crust, mantle and core. Children, in our next class we will learn about the earth, a treasure of a rock material. In our next class we will learn about different rocks materials. Thank you.